Hello, my name is Figenin. I'm a student at İzmir Katip Çelebi University. In this presentation, I will talk about how Instructional Discourse in video lectures relates to what students take away from them using a natural language processing framework. Video lectures are widely used in engineering education, and we know a lot about how to design them. We know far less about what kind of discourse the teacher uses or what it should be. In a classroom, the teacher reads the room and adapts, but in a video lecture, that channel is gone, so discourse carries more weight. Existing studies look at one dimension at a time and they rarely connect discourse to student output. We have two research questions in this study. The first is descriptive. What does instructor discourse actually look like when you measure it? The second asks what patterns appear when you place those measurements next to the student's text. I want to be explicit that this is a descriptive design. We map co-occurring patterns. We do not claim causation. Three frameworks anchor the study. Multimedia learning theory tells us the spoken channel has a limited capacity, so pacing and word choice matter. The engagement model reminds us that emotional response and cognitive investment are linked, and parasocial interaction theory explains why tone of address matters so much when there is no live interaction. The data come from TR Ejuvi-Sam, a published corpus of Turkish lecture videos on data structures and algorithms. 82 videos from 4 instructors, about 160,000 words of transcript. 115 students watched them and produced almost 4,000 reflective texts. The instructors differ in volume from 7 videos to 40, but subject language, platform, and production quality are held constant. The framework has 3 layers. The first measures surface linguistic features with NLP. The second uses GPT 5.1 to label each video with one dominant pedagogical approach and one emotional tone, drawn from a closed taxonomy with temperature fixed at 0 for reproducibility. The third layer extracts topics from both transcripts and student summaries and measures semantic similarity with a multilingual sentence transformer. Because the labeling is done by a language model, reliability had to be established. 20% of the segments were independently coded by 2 experienced domain experts who reconciled their disagreements first. Agreement between the model and that consensus coding was 0.83 for emotional tone and 0.81 for pedagogical approach. Both sit in the almost perfect band. Turning to the first research question, speech rate separates the instructors sharply. Instructor 1 speaks at almost 155 words a minute. Instructor 4 at 92. Instructor 3 is in orange, sits in the middle. On the panel to the right, instructor 3 also has the highest unique word ratio at 0.52, meaning the widest vocabulary spread. Average word length is similar across all 4. On emotional tone, intimate and neutral dominate overall, but instructor 3 stands out for using a motivational tone far more than the others, and never a monotone one. On pedagogy, cognitive presence is the most common orientation, which fits the medium. Video supports cognitive engagement well, but offers little social interaction. Instructor 3 again shows the most balanced spread. Now the student side. Almost 4,000 reflective texts were classified with a Turkish BERT sentiment model. Overall, about 69% are positive, but the spread across Instructure is wide. Instructure 3 reaches 80.6% positive and never drops below 70% on any single video. Instructure 2 sits just above the 50% line. The third layer measures how far student summaries overlap semantically with the lecture content. Instructure 3 is highest at 0.47. Instructure 2 lowest at 0.40. A cross-covariance test confirms the four instructors differ significantly. After Banforoni correction, only one pairwise construct survives between instructor 3 and 4 with a medium effect size. So the overall difference is real, but the individual contrasts should be read carefully. Putting the layers together, a coherent profile emerges. The instructor with the most positive students response also has mid-range pacing, the widest vocabulary, the most motivational tone, the most balanced pedagogy, and the highest conceptual alignment. The instructor at the other end shows the mirror image. These features occur. We deliberately are not claiming that one causes the other. Our study has four contributions. First, the three dimensions are analyzed inside one pipeline instead of separately. Second, instructor discourse is compared directly against student writing, which is what distinguishes this from earlier discourse work. Third, the language model annotation is constrained and externally validated rather than taken on trust. And fourth, the whole thing is demonstrated in a low research language. Like any study, this work has limitations. However, they do not change the main conclusion of our finding. For instructors and an uneven spread of videos between them, instructors on the platform also converge on similar styles, which narrows what we can observe. Topic extraction leans on one model, and the design is descriptive throughout. Next steps would be a purpose-built video series that varies pedagogy on purpose, multiple models for extraction, and adding acoustic and visual signal. Thank you for watching, and I am happy to take questions by email.